So several years ago, I had the opportunity to lead really kind of like a project of a lifetime. It was this project in Kenya where we were rescuing street children, boys. Some of them were orphaned, many of them were just pushed out into the street. And the community had kind of let us know that these boys, there's no hope for them. You couldn't fix their challenge. They were wild and they were broken, and others had tried and it just couldn't be done. And I'm on the airplane and I'm just kind of praying to myself because that's what I do. I'm a person of faith, and I'm like, God, why is the world not solving the problems related to children and youth? Why is it that systemic issues related to children and youth in the developing world of oppression and deprivation, of ignorance, of malnutrition, of exploitation, why is it that those aren't problems that we can solve? Where are the solutions? We see innovation and breakthrough in virtually every arena of life, of construction, of engineering, of medicine, all of these breakthroughs. And so I'm just looking at this dichotomy. On one end, you're seeing just this brokenness of humanity, and you're seeing this development in so many other areas, and I don't understand why they don't meet. So I'm praying and I'm asking these questions, and what comes to my mind is this process. And it's really a process of how we gather the innovative minds and creative problem solvers around challenging systemic problems in the developing world, and bring that wealth of knowledge and partner it with the community leaders and the community stakeholders in places like Africa and Asia and Central and South America, and partner these two things together. The purpose of Marvelous Ways International is to work with the stakeholders, the leaders in developing nations, to address problems related to children and youth and to find solutions. Innovative and creative solutions to problems that maybe have dogged that community for a very long time. I believe that every community has to own their own challenges and their own successes. While we provide support, whether it be financial startup capital or intellectual capital or project management and assistance, both the problem and the solution belong to the community in which it is. In my 10 years of experience in doing this kind of work, I've come to realize that leaders in developing nations, they do care generally. They just don't know where to begin, and they're already overwhelmed with the responsibilities that they already have. And so we are projects that jumpstart, that incubate, that nurture solutions to these problems in communities. But we don't live in that community long term. And so that success belongs to the people who live there. And so Marvelous Ways does projects to help them along. There's so many communities and so many leaders who have great ideas or huge burdens that they want to make a difference. They want to help, and I just believe Marvelous Ways can be that catalyst to do it.
If you were looking to get involved with Marvelous, the first step I would say would be go to our website. We have opportunities for people to volunteer their time, whether it's here in the States, virtually with our research and development teams, or if you have a desire and an interest to go abroad and be part of our project management teams on the field. We have short and long-term opportunities. We are looking for creative minds. We're looking for people that are willing to research and implement innovative ways to reach the developing nations, specifically to children and youth. We're looking for international partners that have a burden for these kids. And we're looking for those that want to give, that they may not feel called to the field, but they have resources and they want to be able to sow financially into this. We have opportunities for them to give and to use their influence to encourage others to give to our projects.
These young people are as much worthy of dignity and a future and a care as your children, as my children, as our community. They are equally as valuable and they need us. My wife and I are selling our home, we're leaving our careers, we are pursuing this vision with everything that we have because we believe in it. We believe there are solutions. We believe that when you put innovation and compassion together, that great things happen, and we want to focus our energy on the people of this globe who get it the least. And so we're all in. We are committed, and we believe that things are going to improve. Hello and welcome to Marvelous Ways International Launch. I am Mark Haywood.
And I'm Kristen, and we are just so thrilled that you're with us tonight. This is a dream that's been in our heart for a number of years, and we now get to include you in on all the things that we've been working on, what we're about to begin, and how you can get involved.
As you probably saw in the video, Marvelous Ways is a global NGO that really focuses on the lives and the challenges of young people in vulnerable communities around the world. And Kristen and I have had the opportunity to travel to many places and to work in the public and private sector. And we've really come to this place where it is time for us to do something about it. We have seen innovation and breakthroughs in so many arenas, and yet they're not reaching the children and youth in these really difficult places. And so tonight we want to introduce you to our very first project. We're so excited to be partnering with an organization called Lifting Hands in San Jose, Costa Rica. Now, Lifting Hands has for several years done an incredible job of programming and reaching elementary age kids in a community that's really a shanty town that's underneath a bridge, an unofficial community that's even been condemned by their local government. And they do after-school programming, but they see a gap, and they see that there are teenagers who are very attracted to the narcotics trade, the narcotics culture, and very often feel hopeless to get out of, to rise above the situation that is their community and their families and their lives. And so I want to introduce you to our partner in Marvelous Ways, in Lifting Hands, and that's Mariola.
Hello, my name is Mariola Pumero. I'm the Executive Director of Lifting Hands, a local NGO in Costa Rica. We seek to encourage and motivate people from high-risk communities to break their poverty cycle. And we are very happy to start this path with Marvelous Ways International. Thank you so much for joining our new family.
Lifting Hands, as you can see, is a great organization. Now, why this matters so much to Kristen and I is, like you, we have seen the news footage of thousands of children at the American border fleeing gang violence and narcotics and challenges. And we have friends in Central and South America who describe these hundreds and thousands of children and young people who fall victim to the challenges that come along with living in a community where the narco trade is really problematic. And we know that there are solutions. We know that there are breakthroughs that can be developed. And so we are partnering with Lifting Hands, and we're partnering with you. We're going to put together research and development teams. We're going to put together all kinds of teams that Kristen's going to kind of share about.
So we have a number of opportunities that you can get involved in. go to our website, check out our volunteers page. All of our teams are there. We have research and development teams. That's work that can be done here locally, wherever you live, or even abroad. So check those out. We also have project leadership teams. So if you want to come with us to the field, get your hands dirty and help us implement some of these projects, we have opportunities for you, both short-term and long-term. And we also need creatives. We need people that just have an eye for art and creativity, that want to share the stories of these kids, the things that Lifting Hands and Marvelous is doing to impact their lives. And so we have opportunities for you to come to the field, check us out, and also share that information wherever you live. So check us out, and Mark is going to tell you a little bit more about how you can give.
Yes, as we had said previously, one of our core values is that our projects can be replicated. So these problems are not new, not only to this community, but also the region and many parts of the globe. And so we want to develop these solutions, these solution-focused programming that can be used in Nicaragua, El Salvador, Honduras, Brazil, even the Philippines. And we believe that we can do that together. But research and innovation is different than regular project work because it takes time and it's expensive. It takes really generous people who are willing to give and are willing to invest, who are going to believe with us that there are solutions, there are ways and programs that can be developed that can lift these young people out of these very, very difficult situations. And that might be you. And if it is, please give. Give into Marvelous Ways, give towards this project, into future projects, and share it. We're so excited that you are joining us this evening, and we're grateful to partner with you.
So over this next month, this is our launch campaign. So you can go right to our website, you can give, you can create your own campaign page and share that with others in your sphere of influence. But we're asking for those that are watching tonight and beyond to give to these projects. These kids are worth it. They're worthy of dignity, just like your kids, my kids. So thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Marvelous Ways International. In my life, and I presume in yours, we have witnessed both marvelous and terrible. I have gazed upon sights that provoke wonder and joy and imagination. And I have looked at realities that are so disturbing, they cause us to recoil, weep, and even shout. I have seen marvels seemingly spring from the ground, made of steel and glass that touch the sky, or images sent back from astronauts orbiting the Earth, and like you, I have seen photos of thousands of children waiting at a border, pleading for safety, security, and hope, praying for benevolent people to intervene and interrupt the terror that is their lives. Indeed, I have seen both marvelous and terrible ways, and I have come to believe that every human, by virtue of creation, is deserving of dignity, hope, and a future, regardless of prejudice, precondition, or qualification. And that given enough faith, enough courage, enough compassion, creativity, and resolve, that dignity and that hope can be restored to any place on the earth. Over the last 13 plus years, I've seen schools and hospitals and churches established in the regions of the globe known for brutality and despair. I have seen terrible turn into marvelous, and I am convinced that unity of heart and vision is unstoppable. And it is in this that we began Marvelous Ways International. Marvelous Ways International is a global NGO that delivers intellectual capital, strategic leadership, and startup resources to projects that change the lives of young people in vulnerable communities. And as a team, we search the globe looking for leaders in developing nations with enough faith, enough compassion, and the audacity to challenge the complex and entrenched issues facing the young people of their cities and their nations. We then return to our communities of influence and ask innovative and skilled problem solvers to give of their talent sacrificially. And we ask project managers to design and build measurable pilot programs in the cities where these young people live. And lastly, we implore all of you who are watching to allow your compassion to be expressed in generosity. Give so that what is terrible can be transformed into marvelous. Young people and their families and around the globe await. Join us, Marvelous Ways International.